Sign maintenance, signs in town on Route 1, up off of Winnicott Road. They're looking a little worn and beat, so we have that. We didn't have anything in the budget last year. This year we put $2,000 in to freshen them up, make them look a little nicer. Insurance, we budgeted $17,000. Thanks to Treasurer Stephen, he was able to get some different deals and different types of things. We spent under $12,000. We've budgeted in again at $16,000 because we don't know if we'll get those deals, but we definitely saved $5,000 thanks to our treasurer. Other general government supplies, miscellaneous, meeting recording, everything else was budgeted at $4,800, and we spent $3,200. Kept the budget at the same level, I believe. That's in general government. Then we're going to the culture and recreation activities. Actually, does anybody want to comment on general government before we go to that? Richard?
Chuck, on the general government executive, now does that include, I assume, a stipend for everybody that's sitting at that table?
That's correct.
The cost for our clerk, our supervisor of the checklist, myself as the moderator, and whatever people I need for
the election.
Ballot clerks for the election.
That's correct.
That's all under the executive heading, right?
That's correct.
I just so doesn't get an impression that executives and commissioners, you're getting $4,300.
No, absolutely
just to
not.
clarify that. You can tell the number of other people other than the three of you.
The commissioners get $900 a year. Is that correct? Right. Just so everybody knows that we're making a fortune here.
Is it time for commenting on general government?
Yeah. Well, on general government, yes.
Unfortunately, I want to have to bring up a little bit of sensitive topic on that. As you know, last year at the annual meeting, there was a motion made to move the payroll parking from cultural and recreation to general government. Subsequent to that, that motion was based upon information that was given secondhand relative from the accountant. Subsequently, we had a request made, and it was fulfilled, to have a written statement from the accountant reflecting that advice. And I was given this a few months ago. And it clearly states here in this accountant's memo that playground does not belong in general government, but belongs in culture and recreation. This is your accountant.
It was his opinion on that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's based on
that we could move it to different areas.
No. This portion, he didn't say we could move it.
All right.
He said that's where it belongs.
Okay.
You all have that letter, right?
I'm sure, yeah.
He says, just to flesh that out a little bit, he says various governments are building and maintenance and building repair belong in general government, which is what we have. Playground belongs in culture and recreation, which is where we do not have it. We have it in general government. So I'd like to know what the rationale is in keeping it in general government against the advice of the accountant.
The different items that are in general government were passed by the legislature when they had done an exemption and a non-exempt, two different budgets that we deal with. So the only way we were told, and I'm wrong, Stephen, let me know, the only way to change any of this is to go forward to the legislation. So we have to have a vote at our meeting whether we want to approach the legislation to change this.
I think you're speaking to the parking payroll expense with that statement, which I would agree with. But relative to the playground, there is no action needed other than simply moving it.
Okay, well, I'll find out.
Right. Failing that, can we expect that the commissioners will support that move at the annual meeting?
We will put it forward to the voters, and we will vote as well as the voters.
And can we anticipate your support in moving it as
We already,
consistent
we
with
already
the account?
said, if you look back on our past meetings, we voted that to move it
That
forward.
was parking expenses, I'm talking about playground.
Playground. I don't know, I'll have to think about it, I don't know. It's just come on to me. I think the people in the town and the beach and everybody that's here uses that playground. I don't know if it is considered, it is recreation, so probably, but I'll have to look into it, talking to the accountant.
And of course, then there's the parking payroll expense and how it's allocated, which has been an ongoing issue throughout the year. And the accountant clearly indicates here that he is not recommending that it belong in general government. He is clearly saying that this classification will depend on whether parking receipts offset only cultural or recreation or both culture and recreation and general government. And we of course know that that's not the situation based on the various MS forms we send to DRA. Just so the audience knows that our treasurer, Steve LaBranch, had done some work on this, rather expensive work on this. He talked with DRA, and he came to believe from DRA, correct me if I'm wrong, Steve, that it's simply a matter of making a commissioner's vote to do that would be sufficient. And then the commissioners did make a motion to do that, to move the parking payroll expenses from general government back into cultural and recreation where it belongs, to keep the payroll expenses associated with the parking income in the same place. Subsequently, DRA did a 180 on Treasurer Steve, I believe, and basically nixed that idea. So we're back to square one again on that one.
Right.
Now,
Which we're going to bring it up at annual meeting and then put it forward to the legislature.
the legislature has no
To change it, it has to go through the legislature. Is that correct, Stephen? That's what, yeah. That's what we were told.
So we're going to make a motion to move it at the annual meeting. Is that what I'm understanding?
We're going to make a motion at the annual meeting. I think we have to have a warrant. We're still working on that with the lawyer right now.
Uh-huh.